When your car starts hesitating, idling roughly, burning more fuel than usual, or throwing off weird performance symptoms, one of the easiest mistakes to make is blaming the wrong sensor. And two of the most commonly confused sensors are the mass airflow sensor and the manifold air pressure sensor. I see this mix up all the time because both of them affect how the engine calculates air and fuel, both can trigger similar drivability problems, and both can make the check engine light come on. But they do not do the same job, they are not usually located in the same place, and they do not fail in exactly the same way. So in this video, I'm going to show you the difference between a MAF sensor and a MAP sensor, what each one actually does, where they are usually located, the signs and symptoms that help you tell which one may be going bad, and how I would clean or replace each one step by step. What the MAF sensor does. Let me start with the mass airflow sensor, or MAF sensor. The MAF sensor measures the amount of air entering the engine. On most cars, it sits in the intake tube somewhere between the air filter box and the throttle body. As air passes through it, the sensor tells the engine computer how much air is coming in, so the computer can calculate how much fuel to inject. That means when the MAF sensor reads correctly, your engine gets the right air-fuel mixture for idle, cruising, acceleration, and load changes. But when the MAF sensor starts getting dirty or failing, the engine computer can miscalculate airflow, and that can throw off fueling badly enough to cause drivability issues. So what does the MAP sensor do? The manifold absolute pressure sensor measures pressure or vacuum inside the intake manifold. Instead of directly measuring incoming airflow like the MAF sensor does, the MAP sensor helps the engine computer estimate engine load based on manifold pressure. That information is used for fuel delivery, ignition timing, and in many vehicles, how the engine responds under different throttle conditions. On speed density systems, the MAP sensor becomes especially important because the computer relies heavily on it to calculate airflow rather than depending mainly on a MAF sensor. So the difference between MAP sensor and MAF sensor is simple. The MAF measures the actual air entering the engine before it reaches the throttle body. The MAP measures pressure inside the intake manifold after the throttle body and helps the computer estimate engine load. And that difference affects how each one fails, where each one is mounted, and what symptoms you usually notice first. Where are the MAF and MAP sensor located? The MAF sensor is usually mounted in the intake duct right after the air filter box. If you follow the intake tube from the air filter housing toward the throttle body, you will often see the MAF sensor plugged into that tube with an electrical connector. The MAP sensor is usually mounted directly on the intake manifold, on or near the plenum, or sometimes connected to the intake manifold through a small vacuum passage. On some engines, it sits on top of the manifold. On others, it may be off to the side or closer to the throttle body area. Signs of a bad MAP sensor. Now let's get into the symptoms because this is where most people are trying to figure out what they are dealing with. One of the most common symptoms of a bad mass airflow sensor is rough idle. If the MAF is underreporting or overreporting airflow, the fuel mixture can go lean or rich, and the engine may idle unevenly, stumble, or feel like it is hunting. Another common sign is hesitation during acceleration. You press the gas, but the engine feels lazy, delayed, or jerky. That happens because the computer is getting bad airflow information and may not be delivering the right fuel when load changes quickly. You may also notice poor fuel economy. If the engine is being overfueled because of a bad MAF reading, gas mileage can drop noticeably. Hard starting can happen too, especially when the sensor is badly contaminated or failing outright. And on some cars, unplugging a bad MAF sensor may actually make the engine run a little better. That is because the computer falls back to default values when the sensor is disconnected. And sometimes those default values are more stable than the bad information coming from a faulty sensor. That is not a final test by itself, but it can be a clue. Other symptoms of bad mass airflow sensor problems can include stalling, black smoke in some cases, sluggish power, and a check engine light with codes related to airflow or fuel trim. So guys, if you are finding this video to be helpful, please take a moment to like this video, share, and subscribe to the channel. It supports and helps us keep making videos to help you with car issues. Signs of a bad MAP sensor. Now let's look at the signs and symptoms of a bad MAP sensor. A bad MAP sensor often causes hard starting, rough idle, poor throttle response, hesitation, and loss of power. But the pattern can feel a little different from a MAF sensor issue. Since the MAP sensor is helping the engine computer understand manifold pressure and engine load, wrong readings can affect fueling and timing in a way that makes the engine feel confused, especially during changing throttle conditions. You may notice the engine runs too rich or too lean. In some cases, fuel economy drops. In other cases, the engine may surge, misfire, or stumble under load. A bad map sensor can also cause black smoke from the exhaust if it makes the engine run too rich, or pinging and weak performance if fueling and timing are thrown off in the other direction. One big clue with map sensor problems is that they can sometimes show up strongly during load changes, acceleration, or when vacuum behavior is abnormal. So if you are looking at signs and symptoms of a bad map sensor, think rough idle, hesitation, weak acceleration, hard starting, bad fuel economy, and incorrect engine load behavior. The quickest way to tell the difference. Now, let me make this practical. If the sensor is in the intake tube after the air filter, you are dealing with a MAF sensor. If the sensor is mounted on the intake manifold and reads manifold pressure, you are dealing with a MAP sensor. If the problem started after a dirty air filter, aftermarket oiled air filter, dusty conditions, or someone touched the sensing wire during cleaning, I start suspecting the MAF sensor earlier. If the issue feels more tied to load calculation, manifold vacuum behavior, or a pressure reading problem, then the MAPI sensor moves higher on my suspect list. And if your vehicle uses both a MAF and a MAP, which many do, then you may need to test both rather than assume only one is involved. How I check a MAF sensor before replacing it. Before I replace a MAF sensor, I want to rule out the simple stuff first. First, I inspect the air filter. If it is extremely dirty, damaged, or incorrectly fitted, that can affect airflow and contaminate the sensor. Second, I inspect the intake tube between the air filter box and throttle body. If there is a crack, loose clamp, or air leak after the MAF sensor, then unmetered air can enter the engine and create symptoms that look like a bad sensor, even when the MAF itself is fine. Third, I check the electrical connector and wiring. Loose pins, corrosion, damaged wiring, or oil contamination can all affect the signal. Fourth, if I have access to scan data, I compare the MAF readings to engine behavior. If the readings look obviously wrong for idle or throttle input, that gives me more confidence I am chasing the right problem. How to clean a MAF sensor. Step by step. Now let me show you how I would clean a MAF sensor the right way. First, turn the engine off and let it cool down. I do not want to work on a hot intake tube if I can avoid it. Second, disconnect the negative battery terminal if you want to be extra safe, especially if you are unplugging sensitive electrical components. On many cars, I at least make sure the key is fully off before unplugging the sensor. Third, locate the MAF sensor in the intake tube between the air filter box and throttle body. Fourth, unplug the electrical connector carefully. Do not yank it by the wires. Fifth, remove the screws or fasteners holding the sensor in place, or remove the sensor housing section if your design uses that style. Sixth, use only mass airflow sensor cleaner. Not brake cleaner, not carb cleaner, not compressed air, and not a rag on the sensing element. The sensing wire or film is delicate, and the wrong cleaner can ruin it. Seventh, spray the sensing element and any exposed air passage gently with the MAF cleaner. I do not touch the wire or film with my fingers, brush, or cloth. I just spray it thoroughly and let the cleaner do the work. Eighth, let it air dry fully. Do not reinstall it wet. Usually a few minutes is enough, but I give it enough time to dry completely. Ninth, reinstall the sensor, reconnect the electrical plug, and make sure the intake duct is sealed properly. 10th, start the engine and see how it responds. If the idle smooths out, throttle response improves, or hesitation drops, the sensor may have only been dirty rather than failed. If cleaning does not help and the readings are still wrong, then I move toward replacement. How to replace a MAF sensor step by step. If the sensor is truly bad, here's how I would replace it. First, buy the correct sensor for your exact vehicle. I do not like guessing here because cheap, low-quality sensors can create more problems than the original bad one. Second, shut the engine off and disconnect the battery if needed. Third, unplug the connector from the old MAF sensor. Fourth, remove the sensor or sensor housing from the intake tube. Fifth, compare the new sensor with the old one to make sure the connector, mounting points, and airflow direction match. Sixth, install the new sensor in the correct direction. Many MAF sensors have an airflow arrow, and if it points the wrong way, the readings will be wrong. Seventh, tighten the fasteners properly, reconnect the wiring plug, and make sure the intake system is fully sealed. Eighth, start the engine, clear codes if needed, and road test the vehicle. How I check a MAP sensor before replacing it. Now let's do the same thing for the MAP sensor. Before I replace it, I want to inspect the basics. First, I locate the MAP sensor on the intake manifold. Second, I inspect the connector and wiring just like I would with the MAF. Third, I remove the sensor if needed and inspect the port or passage. On some engines, carbon, sludge, or oily residue can partially block the sensor port and cause bad readings. Fourth, if the MAPI sensor uses a vacuum hose on your particular design, I inspect that hose for cracks, looseness, blockage, or disconnection. Fifth, If I have scan data, I compare the MAP reading to what the engine is doing at idle and under throttle. If the number makes no sense for engine vacuum and load, that supports the diagnosis. How to clean a map sensor. A dirty map sensor can sometimes be cleaned, but I do this more carefully because not every map sensor responds the same way to cleaning. First, turn the engine off and let it cool. Second, disconnect the electrical connector. Third, remove the map sensor from the intake manifold. Fourth, inspect the sensor tip and port for carbon, oily residue, or debris. Fifth, use an electronic safe cleaner or a sensor safe cleaner that is appropriate for the map sensor design. I do not soak it aggressively, jab tools into the sensing port, or scrape the sensor tip. Sixth, clean the port on the manifold side if it is dirty, but do it carefully so debris does not fall deeper into the intake. Seventh, let the sensor dry fully. Eighth, reinstall it, reconnect the plug, and test drive the car. If the problem improves, the issue may have been contamination. If not, and the readings are still wrong, replacement is the next step. How to replace a map sensor in your car. If the map sensor is faulty, here is the replacement process. First, get the correct replacement sensor for the exact engine and model. Second, switch the engine off and disconnect the battery if needed. Third, unplug the map sensor connector here. Fourth, remove the mounting screws or bolts holding the sensor to the intake manifold. Fifth, pull the sensor out carefully and inspect the seal or O-ring if the design uses one. Sixth, clean the mounting surface or sensor port if needed. Seventh, install the new MAP sensor, making sure it seats correctly and the O-ring is not pinched. Eighth, tighten the mounting screws properly, reconnect the electrical connector, and make sure everything is secure. When cleaning will not fix the problem or do anything at all. Now let me save you from wasting time. If the sensor has an internal electrical failure, cleaning will not fix it. If the sensor housing is cracked, the connector is damaged, the wiring is bad, or the scan data still looks wrong after cleaning, I stop trying to save it and replace it. And if you want to avoid the next big misdiagnosis, watch this next video here on signs of bad PCV valve versus bad piston rings. I'll have it linked right here and all.